Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of Hearts of Iron 3. And when we last left off, we were minding our own business, doing our own thing, producing another factory, which, I mean, we've built a few, so we're okay at it. As you can see, we're still upgrading the last little few units that we have. We still need a whole lot of industrial capacity to produce at 100%, but unfortunately, as per usual, we're limited by our energy production. Let's see, Manchukuo surrendered. All right, so a lot of things happening in the world, and I'm not sure exactly what this part of the world looked like before, but I see a lot of occupations here. Speaking of occupations up here, we had Finland that joined the war, and they're moving in on the German puppet Sweden. And in the last episode, Norway finally rolled over to the Germans, and they are now a puppet as well. Oh, Poland is liberated by the Soviet Union. Interesting. So does that mean Poland is back? Yes, indeed, Poland is back. And I think the Soviets are really pushing hard. They are at war with Germany. And they're a puppet of the Soviet Union, so they're communist Poland. So they're a member of the Comintern now, but having them as a member of the Comintern is better than having them as a member of the Axis. And I don't know what the Soviet Union is going to do as far as pushing that. We can't see because, you know, we're not at war with the Soviet Union. And I'm not sure if the Germans have any troops here along the line of Poland. It really doesn't look like it. Yeah, province owned by Germany, but occupied by the Soviet Union. I mean, there's hard fighting over here. But what the game is going to show us is here in the Maginot Line and to the north through Belgium. And Germany has poked through to the north, making the beeline to Paris. They are just one province away. They're in Clermont and marching to Paris. I tell you what, Paris, France, you better defend. Now what that's going to do is probably pull a lot of these French troops off the Maginot to try to stop this German advance. They did go around, and they're pushing hard. It wouldn't surprise me a bit to learn that Paris will fold here in a minute. I don't exactly know what their unity is, but if Paris falls, that's going to be a really big deal. We also need some more officers. We've trained a few more divisions, so our officers are not as high as they should be. So let's go ahead and unlock the research and move this over a skosh, probably 0.37 or so. That way we can still research these three things at full speed, and we'll slowly bring in the officers. So hopefully we'll get up to 100% officer ratio soon, and then we can turn the need for officers right down. So yeah, this is a big push for the Allies. We need to see if France falls, because if France does indeed fall, we lose our western border here, which is interesting. If they fold, now I'm going to have to consider this like really, really well. If they fold and become a puppet of Germany, we will technically be at war with this little outcropping here, and then our troops might actually be able to do something for once. I mean, we've been playing for 8 years, and it feels every bit of it because we're over here sort of isolated, and as a puppet, we can't do anything. We didn't break away. Like the Hearts of Iron 4 playthrough with Iraq, we were not a puppet of the United Kingdom. We went fascist and moved right into Saudi Arabia very quickly and expanded. This is the complete opposite of that. We are under the United Kingdom, and we couldn't break away before the war broke out. Let's take a look at the war itself. Can we see the war score? You know, usually I'm used to the newer Paradox games where it says, hey, this is your war, and this is your war score. But if Paris falls, that's going to be a pretty big deal. And then if we get the notification that Paris is folded over, we've got troops right here ready to go. I guess what we can do is reassign our aircraft to do missions over there in France. Let's see, how does one do a mission? Crap, I really can't remember. Air Force. There we go. All right, so we were patrolling our own skies, but I think it would be beneficial if we started patrolling this area here. So active. Day and night, that's fine. Whoops. Okay, so what we need is we want air superiority, and we want to do a region. How does one do that? Region. Why no? I tell you, these menus have me all kinds of confused. Right now we're doing air superiority above our own province. Oh, I see. So the conic section. All right, so we need the angle at what, 1 or 280 or so? Bring up the range. You know, that could be as far as they go. Yeah, it does seem that way. So unfortunately, we can't get air superiority over there. Okay. I guess we'll just have to sort of focus that. All right, on you go. Yeah, our plane is over there on the, the eastern border of this French territory, Albazir. If France falls, we can rush these divisions in. I'm not sure exactly how strong these headquarters divisions are with, fighting strength. It'll be interesting to see if our divisions can get over there and take some of this land. We've got a few headquarters divisions from the United Kingdom down here as well. But yeah, we've got one headquarters with no leader, and Requin is in charge of that headquarters division there. It all comes down to if France falls. Yeah, Germany's doing some air missions over France. Yeah, it's not like they can encircle them. They're holding a pretty steady line through here. They're driving around France, actually. It looks like they're trying to encircle France with this little group here. Yeah, I imagine the fighting is pretty intense. They haven't folded yet, which is surprising, actually. Yeah, the Italian troops aren't even on the border anymore. I know France feels nice and supported right here with all of these forts to defend, but, this just seems like open territory. They might be able to head on up. So how's the Soviet advance? Yeah, Soviet advance is right there. There's Berlin. I mean, the Soviets might be making a beeline to Berlin really quick. It's almost like Germany is prioritizing the French expansion rather than home defense. And for as much manpower as the Soviet Union has, it would be interesting to watch them try to hold off that steamroll. But very interesting indeed. Has the United States joined at all? They're influenced by the United Kingdom. So the United Kingdom is trying to talk them out of being so neutral. Since I guess Pearl Harbor never actually happened. Oh, there's Switzerland. Is Switzerland at war? Yeah, they're at war. So Switzerland being neutral in this conflict is not happening. They're completely surrounded by German and Italian forces. Oh man, that is rough. I feel for you, Switzerland. But if Switzerland does fall, that's going to give Germany 2 ways to poke into France. Let's take a look at the victory points and see. There's a few here. So Germany has not gotten any French victory points. I mean, France is doing a decent job in defending this eastern line here. And if Germany's not careful, they can get encircled. They're shifting things around, trying to get into Paris. Yeah, it's going to be very tenuous. If Paris falls, we'll have an opening to take some land. Our fighter plane, our one lone plane, is doing what he can over here in the eastern side, but he won't be able to go in unless we capture an airbase. And there is an airbase in Beirut. So if we were to get some troops down here to capture the port and the anti-air, then that will be ours. And we can have our plane head north and supply air superiority to the northeast in this general area. It's just our range on this little fighter is not too awful good flying out of Baghdad. All right, industrial production advanced, 17.5, and mechanical engineering knowledge. Stop it. That is good. All right, so industrial production. Yeah, those are 1944 techs, so we don't want to research the next one of those. Do we work on aircraft or fighters? I mean, it might not be... We've only got one fighter, though. Let's see, we're almost... Dang, I don't know if we can do mechanical computing. We're not too far off of 1943. Oh, we're already doing mechanical computing. The electronic computing machine is also 1943. Let's research that, put that at the top of the list, and have operational level organization down at the bottom. All right, sweet. Making the use of our research points until we get 100% officer ratio. Then we can dial back the need for recruiting officers and put it all in research, which is outstanding. Production, we're proceeding at 49% speed. April 4th, 1945, so by the time the war is over, we'll have a factory. I kind of want to try to build another plane. I don't know how good an Air Force will be. You know what? If we were to cancel production and we go to, let's see, we want Air Wing, we want an interceptor, we want one. We'll start the production and go. Yeah, we need 15 production to go at full speed rather than 6. I mean, that is a lot of industrial capacity needed. And yeah, we're proceeding at 19% speed to try to make another fighter plane. Who knows, we might get a boost in industrial capacity. We might get some energy and take some chunks out of it. That wouldn't be too awful bad. I kind of want to see, there we go, Desert Warfare equipment is being sent to the 6th and 7th Infantry Brigades, and I think everyone else is completely upgraded as far as our most recent. The question is, what kind of terrain is out here in Tadmur, Hanma, Hims, Namashq, Tardis? Because if it is desert, and these first 3 provinces are Palmyra, Al-Bazir, and Al-Tanf are all desert. So these guys should have an advantage if the headquarters company decides to try to come and stop us right there. We'll have a combat advantage with our desert equipment. So once these guys get their desert warfare equipment and these guys get their desert warfare equipment, we can turn off upgrades completely, put all 5 points into production, really. I mean, we're spending 1.5 on supply, but, you know, the lion's share of the 5 will be going towards production. The only, downfall is we have no industrial capacity to speak of anyway. So Paris is still holding firm. You can see all of the French have moved to the north, and it kind of looks like the Maginot is being squished just a tad. They lost 1 province here, Luxembourg and Oran. Oh, so, yeah. This might prove the end for Paris, and if it is, we need to be ready to go against Paris if they become a puppet of Germany. I wonder, what's old nationalist Spain up to? Their neutrality 60%. They're influenced by Germany. And it looks like they may join the Axis too. And if they join the Axis and France leaves their southern border completely unguarded, which, I mean, I feel for them. They're getting really heavy pushed in the north. And I don't really see that many United Kingdom forces. They're here to help along the Maginot, but that is about it. And Paris, or France, is not pushing east into Italy to try to get them to fold. Man, if I was France, I'd push in. At least get to these forts and be the defender. That way, if Italy did decide to turn heels real quick, they could be on that fort and own those anti-aircraft guns. But that's just me. Oh man, poor Switzerland. Switzerland is folding. I mean, they've got a lot of forts up here and they're putting up the good fight. Up Germany's got a hole into Versailles. I have no idea. But yeah, that's there's the holes are being poked in the bathtub of France for sure, and water is going slowly down the drain. Poor supply. Resource stockpile's almost empty. Hopefully our benevolent puppet master will give us some of our resources back. I'm sure the United Kingdom is borrowing like crazy to try to fund their war effort and put out more units to help defend France. That is absolute nuts, I say. How's Finland doing? Not much. Finland is keeping down here in the south. I will say it. I don't understand what the AI is doing as far as their battle plans are concerned. Yeah, it looks like the United Kingdom may be prepping for the fall of France and the flip. Infantry support weapon advance. So the need for upgrades is going to come really, really quickly. We'll watch and see. But that's infantry support weapon 4. It's 1940. Let's put that up top. Let's keep on researching that. We're ahead of time. Or, you know, not ahead of time. Actually, that's behind the times a bit. So we should be able to knock that out really quick, especially once we get the computers up and running. January 43, so a few months away from the computer technology. I don't know if that's going to complete by the time France falls. And then the question is, all right, surrender to Germany. They chose continue the fight. Interesting. So they're still at war with Germany. Allows debts from Ireland. Still member of the Axis, they're just out of the war. So Switzerland is not a puppet. Man, look at Paris. Paris is nearly completely and utterly surrounded, and if these units here in Doyen fall, Germany can just push from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 directions. That'd be kind of rough. I'm surprised these units here on the front aren't pushing in, but maybe their organization is low, or maybe they're waiting to reinforce. Our decryption is not that good, so we don't know how to decipher how many German troops are on this border. But it's definitely interesting that Paris is actually still alive. And Germany has not captured any victory points of worth. They're right on the border of a bunch of them, right here, and right here. Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time before Paris falls. But they are putting up quite the fight, I will say. They're doing better than I thought. The only question is if nationalist Spain joins the Axis, they're going to move in really, really quickly. And that's not good for Paris. Kind of good for us if we are, hankering to go take some land for ourselves, and this isn't defended at all by the French. Not really. The headquarters division, I don't think is that strong compared to the infantry we can send. What we can do is to get ready to move on the border. We can move these headquarter companies over here and get the push ready to go. Are these guys reinforcing? Yeah, they're getting the most recent infantry support weapons, and I think that is going to be our focus. So we need to put as much as we can into upgrades. All right, let's move these guys down here. Let's move this headquarters company up. We'll get these guys on the border as well. We're going to shift our focus west for the eventuality that Paris does fall, and we are going to need to move in quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, so that is all our divisions rocking and rolling. You all need to swap. Now, if France chooses to continue the fight, and they won't be a member of the Axis, then we won't have to worry about moving in. But if they do fall, we need to be ready to spring at a moment's notice. Just depends on how this fight for France goes. Yeah, they seized a victory point. They've got Troyes. Troy? Trois? Not sure. But they've got that point. All right, officers are good. We can just knock that right down. Get more in our research. Yeah, Germany has taken Paris. Yeah, it's only a matter of time now. We should get the notification shortly that France is going to fold. Yeah, they broke through the Maginot. Yeah, this is the beginning of the end. Germany is just going to put everything they can through this hole. You know, good on you, France, for sticking it out. I don't know if the United Kingdom is going to withdraw. They have just a few divisions here in support of France, but if these guys turn and the United Kingdom is there really all alone, they're going to be surrounded in enemy territory. Because I don't think there's a black flag mechanic like in Europa Universalis where if you're, you know, in a war and that country falls and your troops are in it, you sort of have to return to your own territory to be a combatant. Luxembourg liberated by France. Luxembourg is no longer in exile. Good job. Good job, France. There's Luxembourg right there. Hey, they got their one province back. So they're back at war with Germany. The question is, though, how long are they going to last? It's like France moved up into that territory and said, yeah, you guys are a thing now. And they're like, but we're still surrounded by Germany. What are you doing? Now, Poland is still alive, but Germany looks to be moving back east to take some of the Polish lands. The Soviet advance is not as powerful as I had imagined it to be. So Germany probably has a ton of troops along this border, a lot of fighting going on right here. All right, France, what are you going to do? Yeah, they're going to be pushing hard. One victory point here where the headquarters division is, one victory point here, and one victory point here. Caen is worth 5, or Cayenne? Caen? Not sure, but it is worth 5, and it is going to be hard fought and contested, that is for sure. Oh man, Finland is getting pushed back by Denmark. Or Sweden, I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys are isolated. They do have a port, so they're fine as far as supply goes, I believe, unless Germany is, you know, sinking a bunch of convoys and freighters in the inner Gulf of Bothnia. Sounds like you're trying to say Bosnia with a lisp. Bothnia. Yeah, Germany is making strong advances now. I mean, there is the... Where's the Maginot? Oh man, they're destroying the forts. Fort level down. It kind of looks like as soon as Germany took those provinces, they're like, you know what? Tear down all the forts. Why not? We don't need them. We don't want them. Because I could have sworn that these were level 10 forts all up and down. There we go. There's a level 10. There's a level 10. And then a 5. So it's like, nah, either that or they blasted through 5 fort levels. Which that would have been something if they just kept pounding their head against the wall trying to get through. But Luxembourg is still alive. Good on you, Luxembourg. I don't think there's any Luxembourgish troops around. But I mean, they've got most of their infrastructure and they've got half of their factories working. In fact, Luxembourg, the little one province minor, I guess you could say, has more factory and industrial capacity than we do. I guess that goes for being in the European neighborhood. Yeah, 7% on that. Oh man, we need 2.69 for upgrades. Yeah, the airplane is not our focus. Our focus is getting all of our infantry outfitted with the latest and greatest support weapon. For sure. Especially if we're going to have to march in and take this French land. It all just depends on what happens here in Paris. December 1942, I think we're actually only... When does Hearts of Iron 3 end? 46, 47? So we're well more than halfway through the game. And things might kick off here soon, especially if France falls. I wonder if that's going to drop the neutrality of the United States. Omaha, Nebraska. If their neutrality drops when they fall, or when Paris falls... Well, shoot, Paris already did fall. If France falls, then the United States might be drawn in. And then we'll see a lot of American troops over here, I believe. But yeah, this is the big push we were waiting on Germany to take. They were definitely concentrating all their war effort in France. And they've got two really strong pushes. They've almost bowed themselves too far out here. If the French could really push these weak divisions, they could get a nice encirclement. And these forts and these troops here are holding up this side of the line. But these guys right here are probably blitzing like crazy, and they're trying to push in as far as they can, and that may be their undoing if they were a little bit tactical in their approach. But we will deal with France when the need arises. And I mean, France has a lot of territory out here in Africa. I mean, just the sheer size of it is incredible. I don't know if the United Kingdom is going to focus on moving, because they've got 3 or 4 big pockets here. So if France flips and this becomes hostile territory, I think the United Kingdom could move in up to Italy very quickly. You know, if this is Italian, I am very surprised that the British have not taken any of this Italian land. And for all intents and purposes, if it's going to be left undefended, we could, but I don't want to get out of our borders, especially because this isn't exactly an invasion force. This isn't an army that one could theoretically invade with. And we'd have to walk them all down through here. I don't know if there's a crossing through the Suez. I don't know if we could walk that way or not. And we don't have any sort of troop transport, so if we couldn't walk, we couldn't get over there. But I mean, this just looks like undefended territory. This is, you know, baited. The only question is, as far as open desert, I mean, you've got massive attrition and probably supply loss. I mean, slower movement for sure, and supplies would be really hard to get across the desert like that. But I mean, it's just free territory. Why don't you just swing over there and put some pressure on Italy, for crying out loud? I know. Oh, this headquarters division is about to get itself really taken. It pushed up way too hard into Maish or Maish or Versailles. I don't know. Where's the victory points? All right, so 1, 2, 3 victory points taken. They're right here on the 4th. They really need to push there for 5 victory points. Digoin is 4, Leon is 2, Bordeaux is 4. Oh, I was going to say, this is no victory point, but no, Toulouse is 4 as well. So depending on the unity of France, it doesn't say their unity. The neutrality is 58%, but I mean, it should be 0 because, I mean, they're pretty much at war, right? And if the Axis takes France, it's going to be a lot of victory points on their plate. Then will the Soviets move in? Oh, Allies are making a beeline. Germany did not defend its eastern border. Allies are making a beeline. Luxembourg gave up. So poor Luxembourg is now at war with the Soviet Union. They're an Axis member, puppet of Germany. Well, it was a brilliant fight. Wait, are you guys back? Yep, they're back. So Luxembourg has been re-liberated and will probably be retaken. But yeah, this division is all alone making a beeline through Germany. The Germans left a hole and the Allies are filling it. If France is going to fall, their troops are going to get to Berlin as fast as possible. They are making a straight beeline. And if the Soviets are going to be there, I mean, the Soviets are right here in Poznan. Oh man, if the Soviets and the Allies, the French can make it to Berlin and pinch off Germany while they're focused down here on France, that'd be a pretty big blunder. That's why I didn't move my troops. That's why I'm keeping my troops here just in case something decides to happen. We won't be automatically overrun. So the AI is making some big blunders. No, guys, what are you doing? Guys, no, don't go north. I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to liberate the Netherlands and get them back into the fight. Germany may cut them off. They're like, Scheisse. They're running up north. The Allies are pushing through. Oh man, this is it's folded. It's folded bad. Germany's getting kicked out of the south, out of the east. They might get the Maginot Line back reestablished. Oh man, now if these guys get like encircled, because they just pushed off as one big hoo-ha, and they all run up and get cut off by Germany. That's a lot of divisions that's going to bite the dust, but man, valiant effort indeed. France is fighting back. They lose Paris, and unlike the real French where they said, "My give up," they just said, you know what? If you're focusing all of your focus in our north, guess where your east is? All right, mechanical computing advanced. So technology came in, mechanical computing 4. And mechanical computing 4, yeah, it's a 46 technology, so we cannot research that with any sort of effectiveness. I mean, we could do radio. I mean, our electronic engineering theory is okay, but our industrial mechanical engineering is really good. We might be able to knock out radio technology okay, or we could do first aid for lowered attrition. We're fine on manpower. We got 91,000 troops ready to go, so it's not like we're short on men waiting to fight. It's just we can't train any divisions. 38 for light artillery. Infantry toughness wouldn't be too awful bad. We're ahead of time, or, we are ahead of time, meaning that the calendar is ahead of the date when it was supposed to be researched. So we'll just put up there, get some more support going in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, the war's kicking off. It's pretty vicious. How's our divisions doing as far as their upgrades are concerned? 2.57, so we can lower the upgrade need. Get some more focus on that plane. Are these guys... Yep, they're getting their infantry support weapons, 88.2% all. Nice. They already got the 1938s. Pleasure doing business with you guys. Feeling pretty good. Making sure that even though we have a very small contingent, they'll be able to get the upgrade equipment very quickly. Because there's really not many people to reinforce. I couldn't imagine if Germany researches something, how long it takes and how much industrial capacity it needs to get all the new stuff in the hands of the troops. Guys, you've got an opening. You've got a lane, you've got a highway. Punch through and get to Berlin. Seize the capital. They've got so many headquarters divisions up here. They want to make sure that they have the most efficient battle plans. They haven't kicked Germany totally out of where France was. Yeah, they have. They're trying to go for Switzerland. So yeah, this land that was formerly France has been taken back on the eastern side. It's just, can this contingency hold? It's almost like if I was them, I would just dig in and take the defense while these divisions pushed up to the northeast. They're trying to take back, I mean, the Netherlands has a province back. I don't know if I would focus so hard on getting the Netherlands back in the war. I mean, it would be nice to have an ally just spawn from the nether. But, I mean, when you got Germany wide open like this, I mean, where are their victory points? I mean, they could snag a victory point there. This is defended well. I mean, if they could connect the north and then push to the south as one cohesive force. But I'm not sure. Not sure indeed. Soviet Union really hasn't expanded much, if at all. I mean, they're 5 counties or provinces away from Berlin. And it looks like Germany just is not reinforcing this front in the north. And as long as they can keep this lane open, I mean, I'm sure they're getting like pinchered and attacked from 2 sides, but as long as these units keep, you know, funneling through, but they absolutely have to keep this open. No question about it. Otherwise, bad things are going to happen indeed. I see wasted. No, it shouldn't be. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, we only need 0.9 consumer goods. So we readjusted a bit. We'll turn supplies down to like 1.8. Reinforcement need, we'll go ahead and put that up a bit. Yeah, so it looks like we got a little bit of power, and that really allowed us to push. Yeah, those weapons out. Those guys have the latest and greatest infantry equipment. Those guys have the latest and greatest infantry equipment. We got like a boost of brilliance, and when it did, it's like, oh hey, our factory's actually online for a day or two. Here's all your weapons. That was definitely a nice surprise. Yeah, now just a few divisions reinforcing. Yeah, literally this division, these 2 divisions right here, the 6th and 7th Infantry Brigade, are the last ones to need anything at all. And then that allows us to swap our production over. No, we need 0.53. Stay there. That allows us to swap our focus over, you know. And I told you to get to 0.1. So we can pick up back up on the plane, even though it's 1945 and everything, but are these guys getting the supply they so need and desire? Yeah, we lost 6 brave troops. 2 from each infantry division. Our casualties of war are mounting. All right, so everyone's reinforced. That's good. We can put a little bit in that. Yep, got some of our manpower. Use 6 of our 92,000 manpower. So, you know, that was a chunk, but we made do with what we had. So yeah, this episode has been all about France and the advance of the Germans, and now the advance of the French. So in the next episode, we will see, does France capitulate or become a puppet of Germany? Poland resurrendered. And we locked up. Please tell me we didn't lock up. Yeah, we locked up. All right, so I'll try to see if we get back to where we were, but that's going to do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Hearts of Iron video. Take care.